think we're back. Maybe. Yeah, I need to restore the pages before I'm gonna see anything. Are we back? Alright, good. It's mostly been a lot of... I think I was down 2-ish minutes? 3? 2 minutes before I noticed. So I'm looking at the stranger right now. I've been trying to get where I can actually function some, but that is not coming very quickly. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry figure of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. That might just be his clothes. Harlequins, as I said, are guardians of the Black Library, but they wear Harlequin cloaks, which blur their outline. Even a human in one can sort of make it hard for you to focus on them. They're terrifying in combat. I've seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will and agony. Where am I? Among the shadows in the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. The stranger intricately links his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppeteer. My companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now, but you will play your part. Perhaps the plot will draw you back together, or to doom. The figure's cruel laughter follows. This overture in verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble prop. The stranger deposits something in your hand and disappears into the twilight. Ah, excellent. Attempt to rise. You may have commanded multiple planets and millions of lives in your former life, but in this new reality, not even your own feet will obey you, as if to punish you for your arrogance. Your disobedient limbs send a sharp jolt of pain up your body. Overcome this trial in the Emperor's name, for your service to him is not yet ended. Only in death does duty end. Willpower test succeeded. Your cracked lips work in tandem with your burning lungs to expel the familiar words of prayer. Each uttered line fills your body with his light, giving you strength and driving away the pain. As if the Emperor himself is commanding you to rise, you make another attempt. +2 deflection. Your bare feet feel like they are stuffed with rags and refuse to obey. You have drawn upon all your willpower to suppress the rebellion and stand upright. The pain that engulfs your whole body immediately makes you question the wisdom of this act of defiance.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Corpses smile at you with warmth and whisper quietly. It is over for you. Join us. Oh good, I still have ship weapons. So I just have to find a way to power this God's Bane lance, and I'm Gucci. If I know anything, it's that I need my strap. Hands off, that corpse is mine. Oh, I'm not a very aware person.
I have proven myself yet again.
Skin patch removes 1 trauma. It's impossible to remove trophies from cargo. Oh wait, no! Did I put that in cargo? Oh, please tell me it saved while I was... Nope.
Know your duty.
It's impossible to identify this horrendous spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather a genetic anathema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is completed by brutal scars and a partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretched beggar. He sizes you up and raps. You look like a grok spat. How are you still breathing with wounds like that? As you take a better look at the beggar, you notice a certain detail that is at odds with the rest of his appearance, namely his boots. It is not him wearing boots that catches your eye, but the indisputable fact that they are your boots. Hey, those boots are mine. Mutant casts a thoughtful look at his feet, spits on the ground, and says with confidence, I don't think so. It pains me to behold the fate, how your faith has withered, son of the Imperium. Tell me, when you renounced his light, turned to lies and treachery, and in doing so became like Xenos and heretics, was it worth it? The beggar's eyes glaze over and his lower lip trembles. His mind is no longer here. His thoughts have turned inward. I really did believe once, before I ended up here. And what am I now? I steal boots from corpses. I beg Xenos and other scum for scraps. Throne dang it, what's become of me? As if released from a feverish haze that clouded his eyes for years, he looks around in disgust. Full of determination, he takes off the boots and hands them to you. Take them. I have a job to do. For too long I have suffered the mockery of those pale-faced beasts. It's time I paid them back for snuffing out my humanity so long.
The Divine watches over us. The strain has taken its toll. The burden of failure.
Blasted Voidbeer, he killed your people, tore down your banner, and replaced it with this heretical rag. Rag.
I shall repent. With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body surprisingly light. Don't hurt me, I've got nothing for you to take.
The Emperor gave me a vision. The burden of failure.
There are so many dead people around you. Where was the thing that came up?
Let us walk this path to the end.
In a pleasant voice, the strange device invites you to put your hand in its depths and press the activation button. Don't hurt me, I've got nothing for you to take. I wish I would not have cargoed that flipping skin patch. Your wounds barely hurt and your body feels surprisingly light.
The strain has taken its toll.
I am not an aware person. You fool, you have a death wish. That's why they came here. To gut people like us.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. I shall repent. The holy Xenocide is its own reward.
Do not plead for swift death.
duty.
Why couldn't he give me a blade?
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours. The strain has taken its toll. Our foes shall be crushed beneath
What am I
our
supposed to be
unyielding
doing
might.
here? Okay, but I'm a social character. Oh yeah. We brace for impact.
And so shall it be done.
Your death is approaching.
Malice drives me. My mastery is unsurpassed.
The Emperor commands.
My blood sings in anticipation.
I can't parry because I don't have the ability to parry. I have no weapon.
I will not have been judged and found wanting. Rejoice in service.
You call this a strike?
Carnage beckons. Their death won't be easy.
ain't getting out of this without a melee weapon. I failed all of those friggin' all those search checks except one.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Yeah, I'm not like you, dude. Whatever the dead have, you take it.
And so shall it be done. The Emperor commands. I will not be deterred. And so shall it be done. Let us walk this path to the end. Rejoice in service. Actions will speak louder than words. Rejoice in service. I will not be deterred.
I need
The Emperor
stuff.
commands.
You do not feel pain yet. Any pain, not yet at least. You merely watch in surprise as a spray of crimson fans through the air. You do not know when your hand sees the beggar's throat, your fingers clenched around it of their own accord. The mutant's eyes grow wide and a growl escapes his reeking mouth. He dies before he can wound you again. You force yourself to release your grip on his crushed larynx. The pain finally reaches through the veil of adrenaline, but the sensation is hardly shocking. What is another wound when your body is already suffering from 100 as it is?
The Divine watches over us.
Ugly beggar with a las pistol.
And so it shall be done. Rejoice in service. Let the faith guide my path to glory. Actions will speak louder than words.
Stick him.
And so shall it be done. I will not be deterred.
This is the slowest shanking I've ever seen.
No!
If I surrender to the cough and lie down, yeah, that's not gonna happen, my dude. Alright, we got
The Emperor commands. Know your duty. Rejoice in service. And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service.
be nice if I could use a med kit.
The Emperor commands. And so it shall be done. Actions will speak louder than words. Rejoice in service. We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Hardly the most dangerous game. I have all these med kits, but I can't do anything with them. Bit like a thirsty man with salt water.
I will not be deterred. We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
care if I shiv this guy?
The burden of failure. The Divine watches over us.
Grant 5 agility and a plus 4 times agility bonus plus dogmatic rank dodge against attacks of opportunity. I don't have any allies right now, so that sounds pretty decent.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Raven's forces spend their every waking moment training. After all, Blakebeard could return at any moment and try to take over your ship again. Deserves credit for giving us something to do other than count hours until our deaths. Should I fight these guys, Shun?
Know your duty.
Are we upgrading or downgrading? We were in a chasm, now we're in a pit. The den you have found yourself in is filled with heady smoke, and the walls are lined with living shadows. The center of attention is a snake-like Xenos. He is engaged in conversation with a pale, harried-looking Drukari and pays you no mind, much like everyone else in here. Survey the room. Everyone gathered here is armed. They all bear scars, some even have fresh wounds. You notice a few humans among the Xenos. There's a clamor. They clamor in a mishmash of tongues, and their laughter rings with lunacy and bloodlust. The air is thick with an all-pervading sense of doom. Your trained eye does not fail to notice that virtually everyone in this place is under the influence of some substance or other. Powerful ones at that, it seems. You've wound up in a narcotics den. The leader of this gang is powerfully built. His scale hide is reinforced with engraved metal in several spots. His long tail coils around as his snake-like head sways gently from side to side. The Xenos is enjoying a state of blissful relaxation. His companion, the gaunt Drukari, is looking at him obsequiously. Her entire body is adorned with hundreds of embedded steel beads and thousands of red injector marks. May we speak? The snake-like Xenos either fails to notice your presence or is simply ignoring you. Iridescent eyelid membranes slide over his eyes, momentarily shuddering them, no doubt a telling look among his kind. Without deigning to look at you, the cadaverous Drukari mutters, "Malice wants you to disappear, pathetic whelp." Oh. Lovely day we're having, isn't it? He casts a sidelong look at you and says skeptically, "Not for you by the looks of it." What do you mean? I'm perfectly well. The Xenos eyes start flickering hypnotically. You sense a subtle, unhealthy curiosity in his tone as he points at your wounds. You're bleeding like a butchered carcass. Are you in pain? Pain. I relish pain. It is my betrothed in this accursed world. Have a 0% chance of success, huh? How? Hurt yourself now. Give a self-destructive performance. Your best effort, but the Xenos face sours as he watches. Stop, your laughter is insincere. You don't know pain and you don't enjoy it, you're just pretending. I require aid. I'm wounded. What makes you think I care? No, don't answer. No, don't answer. I don't care what makes you think that. You are Malice, I take it. Serpentine head turns to you with an inhuman fluidity, his forked tongue tasting the air. I am Malice. You are an inconvenience. Get lost, or you'll find out how Malice deals with inconveniences, humanling. I can pay handsomely for your assistance. You have nothing. Oh. Yep. The Drukari's head shatters and some of the scraps stick to the snake-like Xenos face. You now have his undivided attention and that of everyone else in the room. The Xenos' idle apathy drops in an instant and his tail coils as he readies himself to strike. You try to anticipate his attack with a pistol shot, but he's too quick. You watch in detached surprise as drops of something red spray slowly through the air. Is that your blood? The clawed hand that has sliced open your throat leaves behind a crimson trail. Surprise is the last emotion you feel before your consciousness goes dark for good. So, I have to just run through this until I get it, huh? The guy with drugs can probably heal me. He at least has some
Let the
manner
faith
of power.
guide my path to glory.
Come on. If I'm gonna have to RNG this to death, I'm going to do it the right way. Like 2 feet from where I'm at. May we speak? Your Malice. Help me, I beg of you. Please, I need help. A little more. Patch up the humanling. His pleas have amused me. One must do what one must. I'm better at acting. Sensation slowly returns to you. Your body is still in pain, but you are no longer on the brink of death. Your wounds have been crudely closed with metal clamps. Your throat is pocked with injector tracks as though you have been wearing a neck pillow of needles. The one who rendered this first aid to you was certainly not a qualified chirurgeon. Someone who would typically be permitted to minister to the person of the illustrious rogue trader. It looks like you're back with us. I don't know whether to offer my congratulations or commiserations. Thank you for your help. I do not want your thanks, humanling. You will earn back every stimulant I spent on you. As soon as you stand up, you're seized by a strange sense of unreality, as if you are still there in the wicked darkness. Everything around you is merely a twisted mirage. Doubt seeps into your mind like a poison, sundering its contact with your body. You have to make a deliberate effort to hold on to the thought that you are you. What, is your mind maggot giving you trouble? I saw it latch onto your spinal cord when you were being patched up. Fat, well-fed grub it was, with lots of teeth. It's dying now. They have short lifespan. That means its poison is especially toxic. You'll lose touch with reality from time to time. And when the mind maggot dies, the final dose of poison will make you think your body is not your body at all. Then your heart will just stop beating. Excellent. I could have pulled that thing out of you, of course, but I thought, why should I? Consider it a guarantee of your gratitude toward me. When you've earned your healing, I'll release you from it. Who are you? I'm Malice, and the rabble you see are my shriekers. We are gladiators, the bleeding meat of the fatal thirst combat arena. We are the beasts that go out there to kill and die in glorious deaths for the entertainment of the Dark City, and this den is our pleasure ground. Where are you? Kimura, the Dark City, the underside of existence. The realm of the Drukari, you've heard of it, humanling. Why did you decide to help me in the end? Your begging amused me. It was so pathetic and delectable. What is a mind maggot? A kind of translucent slug. It is a parasite that can only be found on this side of reality. Mind maggots feed on your memory, and they inject toxic hallucinations into your mind to stop you resisting. Drukari can train these creatures and use them to show their victims devious mirages. What do you want from me? Kill for me. Go to the Mangled sector and find a freak called the Commissar. Do what... the Commissar, one of your kind, and spill his guts for me. Do that, and you will earn my favor, and in the chasm, that counts for a lot. Who's the Commissar? Prisoner of the Drukari who thinks too highly of himself. Instead of dying in the arena without any fuss, he is hiding, gathering other slaves of your race around him and making pathetic plans to get his revenge. And many of your kind are listening to him. See how few humanling shriekers there are? They used to all come to me, but now they listen to the Commissar and no longer come. Mangled sector, what an off-putting name. It's an off-putting place. It's the base of the spire in which we live. Kimura is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions, and in the Mangled sector, the seams are starting to rip. Space is collapsing in on itself. And entropic radiation is off the scale, spawning all kinds of abominations. The sector itself is slowly turning into nothing. Some unhinged humanling went there recently. What did they call him? Wesorian? He was old but strong and loud. His visit probably stirred up all the freaks. You should be more careful and quieter than he was. You'd have to be insane to set foot in a place like that. Insane or an outcast like the Commissar hiding from the hunt. Or you. going to need a more serious weapon. Prove that you're useful first. Do this, and Malice will see that you have decent toys to play with, but not before. In the meantime, you can pick something out of the junk pile. Why do you want me to do it? I don't want to drag my whole gang into the mangled sector. The place will kill off 3 times more fighter than the Commissar's crew will. That means I will need to send in an assassin. The Commissar's fighters know my shriekers, but nobody knows you. And besides, you don't have a choice, which means you'll see it through in the end. Very well, I'll kill him. Bring me his head, and in exchange I'll share my toys with you. They make surviving Camorra possible.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours. The strain has taken
Some blow
its
paper
toll.
guys sculling, but surprisingly still alive. Where's the junk pile? Split. Actually, we're just gonna keep it all.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Now where am I off to? Some questions. Tell me about your kind. The Slith, my kind, were a greedy people. We always wanted more, and that's why we were rapacious and indomitable. Nothing could sate our growing appetite. We could have conquered half the universe if we'd needed to. The bonds that held us together fell away, replaced by more beneficial and attractive alliances, and my kind scattered. Some called it the fall of our civilization, but they did not understand the realization we had come to, that no one needs other people. All you need is yourself. Are you called Malice? My nature more... The name is an accurate reflection of my nature, more or less. It was given to me by Gipariel, Archon of the Cabal of the Sheared Tongue. He was a competent master and he knew his servants well, which is why he didn't trust any of them and gave me the honor of guarding him. Khan liked to watch me savage, the assassin sent to kill him. He named me Malice. I fended off 100 attempts on Giprail's life, and only once was I too slow. That was enough to lose my employer, and now I'm here. Mora is hidden on the underside of existence, and it is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions and spaces. Long ago, the Eldari created this place as a port, but now it is a refuge from she who thirsts. Kamora has more bleeding spires than you can count. Powered by the energy of stolen suns, an eternal war for power rages here. Ambitions and passions are the fuel and the fire of an endless conflict of open clashes and covert treachery. The tops of the spires are the domain of the Cabal Archons. Reigning over all is Azjabal Vect, the supreme overlord of the Cabal of the Black Heart. You will see them, the ruling elite, when you die in the arena, and they will feed on your suffering and gain new youth through it. They seem eternal, they live so long, but they will die one day. Kamora itself will die. It has been dying for thousands of years already, disintegrating at its foundation. Nothing in this world is eternal. Why do you think I wound up here? I couldn't care less why you're here. My guess is you were dumped. The chasm is a cesspit. Everything gets thrown in here. Rubbish, bodies, prisoners. It all simmers together until the Drukhari masters fish out whatever they need from the pot. Fighters, entertainment, living flesh. If I gave you that, it would be all too easy for you. When you leave, I'll enjoy wondering if the next time I see you, you'll be in one piece or several. Don't spoil my fun.
The Divine watches over us.
Sense of unreality rolls in, breaking the connection of mind and body. Just hanging out here in
The burden of failure. The Emperor commands. Know your duty. I shall repent. are bound by the blood of martyrs. The burden of failure. The strain has taken its toll. Accomplished.
Wearer's allies gain reflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. You damage and loses non-temporary wounds. The effect is removed from that ally.
Let the faith guide path to glory. The burden of failure.
Inventory.
I shall repent. The strain has taken its toll. The burden of failure. The strain has taken its toll. The burden of failure. The strain has taken its toll. I shall repent. The strain has taken its toll.
If it's just letting me continue.
The burden of failure. We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Ooh, that's what I could use. Some of that. Alright. Rifle, shuriken, catapult. I have a heavy stubber, but I have no ability to actually use it.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Inventory. I just picked up flak mail, didn't I? Scrap chainmail.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Where am I now? Designed to set the elevator into motion only when wretched victims die on the device. Oh, so I have to do horrible stuff to people just to... Looked cocky as the last time you met. Armed and not bleeding from 100 wounds, you must be a formidable sight. How about buying yourself a pair of boots? To end a life as lightless as yours is a laudable deed. Hey, I got 2 of these.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Wait. I thought we were going to the mangled sector.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Rogue trader. Sister Argenta greets you with a glowing gaze and a confident smile. The God Emperor did not forsake his chosen one. I prayed our paths would cross once more. Your arrival is timely indeed. With the Emperor's chosen on our side, we can come out of hiding and exact vengeance on the enemies of humanity. But I shouldn't take up your time. Speak instead to the Commissar, the one who leads these valiant souls. He will tell you everything you need to know. What happened to you after we ran into that trap? My memory betrays me. I lost consciousness soon after they dragged us into the shadows. I came to in a filthy arena. They had set some clawed beast against me. When I slew it, they sent another. I killed them all, one after another. The unseen spectators demanded more and more. Last I had an opportunity. One of the beasts I fought damaged the enclosure, and I managed to escape the arena. You should have seen how quickly the scum, who whooped and cheered from the stands, set off after me. I forged a path with sword and bolter and wandered for a long time in darkness. Then I wound up here, where a loyal servant of the Emperor found me and gave me a chance to serve him again. A loyal servant of the Emperor who has not lost the will to fight in this impenetrable gloom. He has mustered a resistance. Everyone who can hold a weapon and refuses to accept the fate of a toy in the clutches of vile Xenos. The dwellers of these dungeons are myriad, and most are lacking in soul, courage, or willpower. The Commissar and his associates seek out the true champions of the Imperium among them and prepare those people again for battle against the Xenos. Providence itself brought me here. I assisted the Commissar in his search in hopes of finding you among the captives. I devoted myself to helping the faithful yet frail pluck up their strength and guiding the able yet desperate towards hope. And my efforts have already borne fruit. 2 squads have gone on a scouting mission to discover safe passage out of Kimura. Who are these people? I found them, subjects of the Imperium, who were taken in this den of misery and despair, scattered across this vast chasm. They were condemned to suffer for the amusement of enemies of humanity, but the beasts were wrong in thinking we would simply resign ourselves to our fate. I share my faith in the future with them, the future that we will claim his name upon our lips. We will claim with his name upon our lips. You will join me, will you not? Argenta looks at the people around her and nods. I've served the Resistance for as long as I could. My duty to these people is done. It's high time I rejoined you and pursued my original mission. But first, allow me to offer a few final words of guidance to my flock. Argenta turns to her audience, and her voice fills with zealous fire. Servants of the Emperor, children of humanity, be strong in resolve. In your resolve and pure in your faith, for our deliverance is at hand. Steel your hearts, for a great trial lies ahead of us. But the reward for passing it is freedom.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Well, I have some chainmail and a heavy stubber, since you are very spec towards that. I'm actually going to switch over to the sword. Less armor pen, but... well...
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. Blessed his father.
Join me in prayer. The Emperor sets my path.
Has killed at least one with melee attack this round. This reduces the target's armor by 7% and toughness by -10 until end of combat. Does not stack. Can use two-handed ranged weapons within melee range, but with a -10 to ballistic skill. Let's get that up.
The light of terror shines for us.
Heresy grows from
Join me in prayer. I will
for the Emperor. The Divine watches over us.
Makeshift quell looks somewhat pitiful, but the evident diligence and passion that went into its creation speaks of the piety of its makers. I really hope I don't have to kill this guy. Stately man in a commissar's coat and a tall service cap greets you with the sign of the Aquila and a solemn announcement. Another loyal servant of the throne has found his way to you, or found his way through these confounded catacombs. Fear not, approach if you have faith in the Emperor, then you will find only allies. The Emperor protects. Indeed, the Emperor protects. The Commissar's imperious, booming voice repeats your call. Look at the Commissar. Alright. One might think the archetypical commissar from the Imperial Guard propaganda posters are all life drawings of this man. He has a large and powerful jaw, his eyes are hard and fearless, and the small scar over his brow adds a certain rugged charm to his features. His coat, though worn, has been diligently cleaned and mended, and the skull on his tall cap has been polished to a shine. Who are you? The man replies with precision. Commissar Ayako Sotene, but my brothers and sisters in arms prefer to call me the Commissar. I was assigned to a regiment of Victinian Zouaves, and I fought in the battle for the world of Kelmet Secundus, where I was wounded and taken prisoner while unconscious. Having recovered from my wounds, I carry on fighting the wicked Xenos as the head of the local resistance cell which I founded. The Commissar's speech is vehement and decisive. My valorous comrades and I sabotage the enemy's activities while we devise our plan of escape. Keep up the good work, Commissar Sotney. Or Sotney. Will do. We stand for the Imperium. I require medical assistance. You do not look badly injured, and we are suffering from a severe shortage of medical supplies. Better to save what we have for critical situations. What does your resistance do? Our first ongoing objective is to keep bolstering our ranks by seeking out prisoners who haven't yet lost faith and willingness to oppose our nefarious jailers. Our second priority is to arm ourselves and train. I teach my soldiers the basics of guard tactics in order to mold them into a fully fledged assault unit. Most importantly, we gather information and plot our escape. And the day we pave the road to freedom with the corpses of detestable Xenoses and I. What were the circumstances of your capture? We engaged the enemy on the world of Kelmet Secundus in the Marcane marches of the Calixus sector. The loathsome foes of humanity were known to launch raids in the area, so we received orders to defend the good subjects of the Imperium. When the profaners descended upon us, we gave them no quarter. The enemy was routed, and my unit drove them back to their ships. Our counterattack drove a wedge into their advancing horde and thwarted the invasion. But it also meant we were cut off on both flanks and surrounded. We fought valiantly for several hours to stop the enemy ranks from reforming for a new onslaught, until we depleted our munitions reserves. Then you give them the bayonet, Commissar. By that time, our superior officers had already fallen, so I led the... Okay, good. So I led my people in a bayonet charge. We taught the Xenos a lesson in blood. And then, I have no memory of how the battle ended. I came to consciousness in this foul place. Disarmed and on the verge of death, I thought I'd die, but it was not yet time for the Emperor to release me from his service. Malice sent me here for your head. However, I have no desire to cause you harm. The Commissar lets out a contemptuous laugh and nods approvingly at you. That scaled miscreant has long since wanted me dead. He craves my soldiers. He forced us from our base to this perilous place. We will pay for his schemes soon, once my plan is set in motion. It is a disgrace to serve one such as he. You ought to join our ranks instead. Together we will break out of this accursed city. What is your escape plan? Commissar's speech is brisk and energetic. Some of our own have captured a small Xeno ship that was moored for repairs at a remote, unused dock. They eliminated the crew quietly, but left the pilot alive to sail the ship back to real space. We can get to the dock through the dimensional portal located at our old base. Was it Sergeant Bigastus's squad that was tasked with capturing the ship? Did he survive? The Emperor protected him, and he did not fail the Emperor. Bigastus is in good health and waiting for us to arrive. Regrettably, Malice and his Shriekers drove us out and took over the base. So the first order of business will be to confront him there. I propose that you take him by surprise and deliver the first strike. We will support the attack from the outside. Every step in the Commissar's plan, when taken separately, seems viable enough. When combined together, however, the chances of success become so ludicrously slim that only a complete madman would agree to this strategy. Who are the people under your command? The core of my unit is composed of prisoners from various Astra Militarum regiments and a number of planetary guards. They formed the assault squad that went on the special operation under Sergeant Bigastus's command. The rest are common Xenos, are common people who had the misfortune of being captured by Xenos. Serfs, nobility, administratum clerks, technomats, void workers, monks, anyone who found the courage to take up arms. The only kinds you won't find here are heretics, lawbreakers, and cowards. Trust me, Uriel, these people can be relied upon. In their darkest hour, they found a source of resolve and faith, and each among them is ready to give their life for their righteous cause. Many already have. The trick isn't to give your life for the cause, it's to get the other guy to give his for his. How have you managed to accomplish so much? Every morsel of intelligence we have acquired, every step of progress we have made, has been paid for in blood and pain. The information about the dying cabal that dreads entering the docks of its enemies and instead moors in an abandoned area was forced out of captive Xenos. The knowledge of the portal was brought in exchange for 1/2 of all the weapons we had stockpiled, and taking that ship cost us several lives, each of which was worth more than this whole blasted city. I shall join you. My brothers and sisters in arms, a new fighter has joined our ranks. The Emperor's grace is with us. Farewell, brothers, keep the faith. Farewell and keep the faith. The Emperor protects, brother.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs. My faith is...
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
Why is she walking so slow?
Join me in.
Heresy grows from idleness. The duty prevails. Know your duty.
You barely recognize your loyal seneschal. Abelard was Sarian, in this pitiful hunchbacked figure, his officers bearing his broad shoulders, his direct and piercing gaze all gone without a trace. What you see before you is a decrepit, quivering old man rummaging through malodorous refuse and mumbling under his breath. Takes you a second to make sense of his hoarse lisp. Quitharina, love. White Amasac and fruits, of course, love. The children are making mischief again. Quitharina, where are you? Oh, Quitharina. Abelard laughs faintly and immediately launches into a bout of coughing. Deep lines run across his face, and a blurry film of cataracts clouds his eyes. The drive stems are at it again. Another council session. Appeal to the litigiums. They will never be satisfied, love, until they make us and our children disappear. Perhaps we should just give in. You always say that Dargonis is not your home, love. Abelard is looking past you at someone only he can see. There's a timid smile on his trembling lips. Would you like that, love? Would you rather leave? Leave it all behind, go somewhere far away, away from our toils? I guess it's almost time. Call the children. Seneschal, the addendum prefectorium militarum to the Tactica Imperium states that an army officer of the Imperium who submits to third-degree Xeno influence or higher is to be considered a traitor and a heretic. I will have no heretics under my command, Seneschal. I order you to conquer this illusion at once. Get to it, officer. It's actually smart. Abelard flinches, his brow furrows, and a glow lightens up in his watering eyes. Heretic, I recommend you brush up on your regulations before accusing an offer. The addendum primum Arandum abolished the Xeno-influence categorization, and therefore, his vision somewhat cleared. Abelard looks at you and takes a shuddering breath. Saint's blood, Lord Captain, you're alive! With a groan, Abelard tries to straighten his hunched back. Thank the God, Emperor, death has not found you yet. Then again, given the circumstances, it may be for the worst. Happened to you? That thrice-blasted Xeno simply chucked me aside like a piece of rubbish. I went to look for you, or for help, and I ended up here. This is where I found that thing. Memory fails me. All I can remember is bits and pieces. And needles. It pumped something out of me, and it pumped something in. I seem to be in one piece, except that creature. Abelard wipes his stained coat with a trembling hand. How should I put it? Its needles siphon my strength out of me. I feel older by a good decade or two. He touches his face and exclaims in surprise. My word, I think I am older. That could be why I started seeing things I never thought I'd live long enough to go see now. What was the thing that attacked you? Spawn of nightmares so ghastly my mind refuses to picture a clear image of it. Nothing but meat, metal, and many, many needles. It feasted on me, feasted on my very soul. It would have devoured me whole had it not gorged itself on another before me. We will find a way to restore your time to you, Seneschal. Pray, Lord Captain, there's enough strength in this body, yet your Seneschal will not be so easily broken by some. I could use a brief respite. Lose Quatharina. Abelard gives you a tense, embarrassed look. My little wife, Lord Captain, I think, in the time I wandered around here, my sanity may have suffered. A temporary lapse, I hope. It appears my mind can no longer stomach the kind of horrors this place has to offer. I saw her by my side. I saw a different time, a different place. Where are the others? I have not the faintest idea, your lordship. All I can say is I have managed to survive down here. The others stand a chance too. There were no weaklings in your retinue. I, for one, have had enough of this heap of filth. It is time to move, Abelard. Could not agree more, Lord Captain. I serve House von Valencius.
What advice do you seek?
We're gonna level up, and that's gonna be it for the night. Tomorrow we'll be back at it. Alliant 2-cell radius. I suppose we're getting the gang back together. That means I'm losing my sword. It's fine though. I'll trade it for something else. Actually, parry and them losing skill matters a lot, in my opinion.
If such is the Emperor's will. An expected result.
Where was that bloody safe at?
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
No. The safe. my
I'm at
dude.
your service.
The Emperor.
The Emperor protects!
Oh.
For the Emperor! We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Oh, you're kidding me, right? Crate is filled with makeshift las gun batteries and crudely made autogun ammo. What's the point? I hate that that's a double
With each
skill
step,
check.
I forge my destiny among the stars.
Experience. Nothing matters more. An expected result. Who thought that was a good idea?
Let us walk this path to the end. Actions will speak louder than words. Blessed is Father.
I'm restless.
Argenta, look, a heretic. Right there.
Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Argenta, look, a heretic.
I'll do it.
Hey, one more time. Argenta, look, a heretic.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
The divine watches over us.
Join me in prayer.
My faith is my shield.
Am I able to hit you with a sword?
Rejoice in service.
I guess not. I want to melt a charge, though, pretty badly.
I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service. The Emperor
Health do you
commands.
have, my dude?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
There we go.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Alright, guys, so that's gonna be it for me tonight. I am tired, and Kimura is not a place to roam around, just messing up. Tired and whatnot. So, quick outro. If you want to support the channel, drop us a follow. We appreciate those. We love follows. And comments. Comments are good too. Whatever helps the algorithm is good for us. If you want to support us financially, you can buy yourself some delicious Havoc energy. They have a wonderful apple flavor that I enjoy, and a really good lemonade flavor as well. You can scan that QR code there, it'll take you there, and use my code HAV cabbage to get yourself 10% off. You can also support the channel by subscribing on Kick, or you can tip on Twitter/X, whatever you prefer to call it, at the CabbageMan Can. There's a little symbol under the banner. Remember, guys, tell people you love that you love them. I'm having a hard time today, so I'm just not with it. It's definitely one of those days where you're kind of reminded that you only have so much time. I love you, Coyote. And drink water. It's hot out there. Drink water. This is a threat. Have a good night, guys. Cabbage Man out.